Okay, everybody. I have something really cool to tell you about. If you haven't heard yet about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain here. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one single place. Now, the way that you can do this is you got to download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm, and then you can get started. It's really fun. We just switched over recently here at All Too Real 2, and I'm enjoying it so far. So be sure to check it out and let us know what you think. Okay, everybody, welcome to the All Too Real 2 podcast. I'm your host, Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is my co-host, the fabulous Matthew Haas.
Hello, hello, hello.
That was very fabulous.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your feedback.
Oh, no problem. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give that a 7.5.
All right.
You're getting up there, man.
I'm getting up there. Cool.
One day.
One day.
Okay. Anyways, today we're going to continue on our little trail of tears. Wait, no, that's not right. Okay, we're going to travel. We're traveling down the road of sad direct-to-video sequels. That's what I was trying to go for with the Trail of Tears.
Which is nothing like the Trail of Tears.
Not the real Trail of Tears. It's a Trail of Tears, not the Trail of Tears.
It's on a much less lower stakes.
Yeah, less dead people and stuff. Anyways,
which applies to some dead people involved in.
I mean, I'm sure maybe.
I think someone
in the process of making direct-to-video sequels or just sequels in general, somebody's died. Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm watching. This is it. This is what my life has come to, type of thing. Mm-hmm. Or this is what I'm directing or acting in.
Yes. Rest in peace. Anyways, okay, today we're covering the first in the American Pie Presents series. American Pie Presents Band Camp, which is the fourth movie in the American Pie saga. Can we call it a saga?
I think we can call it series, saga. There's 4 official American Pie movies, and then there's like 15 of these.
No, there's only 4.
Okay.
There's only actually 4 American Pie Presents movies. There's this, and there's Naked Mile, and then there's some Beta House or something, and then there's I don't know what it was called, and then there's Book of Love. Yeah.
See, I would always forgot that it was called American Pie Presents. I would always just call it American Pie Band Camp.
Yeah.
Because to me, American Pie Presents, that sounds weird because American Pie is a movie about things. So how can a movie present another movie? I don't know, whatever. And then,
yeah. Well, I think they were trying to go for this whole like National Lampoon sort of thing in a way, but they did still connect it to the same high school and the same families and stuff, and some crossover characters. Yeah. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the the story here for American Pie Band Camp.
Okay, well, basically the whole movie is based on one long sex crime that goes on for about an hour and a half. So we'll just get that out of the way right there, from pretty much from start to finish. So it basically starts off with Matt Stifler, who's the younger brother of Steve Stifler, who is pretty much just following in his brother's footsteps. He's kind of even more of a douchebag than his brother is, actually. And
yes, played by this time Tad Hilgenbrink.
Okay, yeah,
Tad Hilgenbrink.
So
he was not Matt in the movies. They had a different actor who had since retired.
Oh, okay, because he was just like a little kid in those movies. Yeah. And so basically, it starts off with they're going to the graduation for the seniors of that year, and they're going to do a prank on the band, because in this movie, apparently there's like a complete all-out war between the football team and the band, which they refer to as the bandeez. I don't really understand. I mean, I know that like every high school, obviously the jocks, look down upon like stuff, people like in choir, but like this movie almost depicts it like it's almost like you're on one side or the other, like it's like like almost like a war. But anyway, and
it wasn't like that when you were in high school.
No, I mean, yeah, some people would make fun of you if you were in a band, but it wasn't like it was like I'll get into. I don't want to get off track. Basically, so they Matt Stifler and his two buddies who are on the football team use pepper spray to spray all the band instruments where you have to use your mouth on, so that they'll basically get sick or not be able to play during the ceremony, and just kind of ruin their day basically and embarrass them. And Matt Stifler ends up stealing what he thinks is a dildo basically, and he puts it in his pants, but it kind of like, I guess, touched up against the pepper spray bottle, so that started leaking in his pants. So then he starts feeling all terrible basically because of that. Then he's trying to wash
You mean it's not comfortable when you get pepper spray on your
I don't think so.
On your
I wouldn't know.
genitals?
I wouldn't know, but
okay.
I would think not.
Note to self. Okay, anyways, yeah.
So he's washing himself, and then one of the guys from the band ends up falling over and accidentally pulling the curtain down, and everyone can see him basically, going to town on this water fountain. And then so this begins what I think is like the simultaneous underacting and overacting of the actors in this movie, where the band leader goes Stiffler in the most stereotypical dumb.
Yes.
I mean, no offense to the actress, I'm sure she's great, but just from that line alone, I'm just like, I don't like that at all. Anyway, so he then gets sent to the guidance counselor, who's played by the Shermanator, and he claims that he's
the actor Chris Owen from the previous, American Pie movies. And
also he was in like what movie? He was in like some movies in the 90s too.
Like, he's Chris Owen's been in a lot of things. He
was in Black Sheep, I know that, and then he was in some movie in the 90s where he played like one of the main characters. Anyway, so
he's been in several movies like October Sky, Van Wilder. Yeah. Pretty sure. Yeah, back in the day he was in what was the name of that? Angus.
That's right, Angus. He was like the best bud. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie like 100 times. I should have remembered that. But
yeah, I used to have that movie on VHS, and then I lent it to somebody, and they never returned it. Anyways, every time I think of that movie, that's what
story.
I think. Yes.
Yeah, I remember because he told that story to me like
yes.
over the years. I'm like, wait a minute, that story sounds familiar.
I have yet to replace it, but
I think I have the DVD somewhere. You can borrow that. I think I've got. I don't know. And
it's okay.
Anyway, it's not that great.
We live in the world of digital movies, so we're okay.
I liked that as a kid, but I think I've gotten over the Angus fad if there ever was one. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so
the Angus McFadden.
The Angus,
get it?
Oh,
I'm. It was a fad.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, let's go back to the story of American Pie Band Camp.
Okay, so the Shermanator apparently is a time traveler. That's what he says. I'm not sure how
they're not really sure if this is a delusion or like they're trying to imply that this is real.
Yeah, I mean, introducing time travel into an American Pie movie seems very overzealous, in my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, introducing time travel into any direct-to-video sequel is a little...
Yeah.
Wait.
Time
Okay.
Cop 2,
Or, Sandlot 3.
Yeah,
But anyways.
exactly. Especially in movies that really aren't sci-fi movies. Like, let's just put time travel into a baseball
Time Cop
movie.
2 is okay because the movie is
It's
about time travel.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually think Time Cop 2 was better than the first one, even though
Really?
it was directed. Yeah, I do.
I haven't seen it in a long time. We have to watch it for this.
It's all right. I think it's better. But anyway, so he's the guidance counselor, and so we're doing the math here. Okay, this movie was in 2005.
Correct.
American Pie 1 came out in 1999. So that would mean that this is 6 years after graduating high school,
Yes.
which means that he's 24 years old, and he's already the school guidance counselor. He must have really worked hard in college, and I mean, really just...
I mean, I don't know what it takes to become a guidance counselor.
Well, I don't know either, but usually they're in their 30s or something, and not like in their early 20s doing it. I mean...
Usually you have to have guided your life somewhere in the first place to become a guidance counselor, but I mean, I don't know.
So anyway, so he's the Shermanator, or whatever his name is. He's a time traveler, according to himself. And then as his punishment, or rather redemption chance, is to send him to band camp so he can learn from his mistake of, basically bullying the bandeez.
Yeah, he just wants him to kind of just become friends with them and stuff.
Yeah.
In a way, I mean, maybe he'll see how they are, and then he'll realize that he doesn't want to pick on them anymore.
Become less like his brother, basically.
Yeah.
Because Steve Stifler is like just annoying. I do have to say this though. I think Matt, the character that he played, he really did take on a lot of the attributes of Steve Stifler. Like, even the way he talked.
It was almost
like
too
that.
much. It was almost like
I
I remember when the movie first came out, and a lot of the criticism and the different reviews of the movie were basically that he was sort of a carbon copy of Sean William Scott.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which I agree. I mean, he kind of did do the whole, laughing, like the little Stifler chuckle, whatever,
and the snarl, and stuff like that,
and the whole like raising the one lip sort of thing, and
annoying, irritating crap.
Yeah,
stuff I really want to see, but not really. But.
Yeah, I mean, but he actually, I mean, the thing is, the difference between him and, I mean, I think maybe Sean William Scott's a great actor. I think he's awesome, and I think he plays Stifler really well. The thing is, Stifler is good in small doses.
Yeah.
And even this Stifler, but he did, I think, about halfway through the movie start to bring some more depth to the character than you saw in previous movies, just because there wasn't enough time to give him depth. I mean, American Wedding and American Reunion, you get a little bit more depth into Steve Stifler. But yeah, I know it's just an interesting choice that they went here with.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then what happened in the movie?
Well, he goes to band camp, and he's well, before that, I want to say this is like, there's something about overacting where you almost think the audience is too stupid to know what's going on, so you have to announce what's going on to the audience as they're actually seeing it happening. Like, for example, when apparently the Stiflers are independently wealthy, because I'm not sure if his mom has a job or not, but apparently they've just got thousands of dollars just laying around to buy stuff at any time that you want to buy it. I mean, he bought all the spy cam equipment. He went to this website called Spy Chest, and it's Spy Chest because as the site loads up and there's a huge logo on his computer screen that says Spy Chest, he goes, "Oh right, Spy Chest." At
the time of the movie's release, the website spychest.com was a real website at that time.
Okay, wow.
You could actually buy that stuff.
So he actually went to a real website.
It now redirects to some other website that doesn't have anything to do with that anymore. It redirects to a website, spytex.com, and it's not the same. Actually, let's see what it goes to.
Yeah, let's see. Check it out.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
It goes to a HTTP era 404. The requested resource is not found. Okay. Anyways,
cool. So I had to point that out. So he goes to band camp, and he has a bad first day because he doesn't respect anyone there, and he ends up I forgot what he ends up doing, something where he gets sent to the because rookies, as they're called, they're supposed to wear a beanie all year or all summer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like this like really uptight rich guy who's like comes from old money. He's like I guess like the king of this band camp every summer. He's, basically is kind of picking on him, telling him that he's got to wear the beanie at all times. And then
that's the character that this actor Matt Barr plays, named Brandon Van de Kamp.
Yeah, Van de Kamp. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and
just wanted to point out that Camp is in his name.
Camp is in his name. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so, of course, it goes into this horrendous dialogue between them that's not really funny at all. And then Stifler says, "Oh, you know what my favorite piece of music is?" And then the guy goes, "I have no idea. The Nutcracker." And then he hits him in the nuts with a cane. And then they send him to the macro. And the macro stands for the morale and, what was it, crisis, something. Whatever.
I don't remember.
Basically like a counselor.
Yeah.
Played by none other than Eugene Levy, sorry.
Levy or Levy. I've heard it pronounced both ways. But yeah, Mr. Levinston, Jim's dad from the other movies.
Yeah, he plays the same character. Mm-hmm. He's taken over for his daughter-in-law because she normally does that, but she got pregnant. So he's taking over. Whatever.
And obviously pregnant women aren't allowed at band
and apparently
camp.
Just because you're related to someone automatically means you're qualified to get the job. I mean, I don't understand. But
my cousin's a nurse.
Right.
If she goes into labor, can I go work in an ER or something?
I mean,
I'm just checking.
I guess that's how it works at band camp, but
yeah.
So he kind of takes the same sort of like fatherly counselor type thing. He's trying to, get Matt to kind of take a look at himself to see if he really wants to be that type of person, because he's pretty much just trying to be like a carbon copy.
Did you mention that his main goal of what he was doing when he comes to band camp?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Buying the reason he was buying all this spy equipment is because his main goal was to follow in his brother Steve's footsteps to create kind of a Girls Gone Wild sort of video where it's like a bandeez gone wild. And he was going to record all these people, which pretty sure most of these people aren't 18.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure this is child pornography.
Well, he's underage too, I think, at this point. So
it's still, even if you're underage, you can get in trouble for child pornography.
Okay, wow.
I've read cases where like two teenagers are sexting to each other, and they will get in trouble for even if you're showing pictures of yourself, if you're underage, it's considered child pornography.
Even if you're sending it to someone else who's also underage.
Yes.
Huh. I did not know that.
you can get in trouble for sending child pornography over the internet or whatever.
Okay.
So
So basically, like I said, it's this movie's like one long sex crime after another, but apparently now child pornography is also in the mix of it too.
Yes.
So, and then, by the way, this is seen as something funny too. This is not even seen as something that's bad.
I mean, this is 2005, but still.
That's only 13 years ago.
Yes.
And then I could see why it was direct to video, but and then so he bought all of this like $3,000 worth of equipment. I mean, like I don't know where they get the money. Like these things, like one of them was like $300, the other one was like $200. He bought literally everything on the front page, and the cheapest item was $100. So I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I think like one of the things he bought was like $900 or something. I don't know.
What the hell? What are you guys doing? Like whatever. And then so he wants to set up, his little task or whatever, and he's picking on his roommate because he's a bandy or whatever, and it makes him stay in the closet, which is like total dickhead move right there. Yeah, he takes the whole room to himself and then has his roommate stay in the closet.
And that character is named Ernie, played by Jason Earls, who people may know from the Hannah Montana TV series.
Oh, okay.
Actually, he played Hannah's, or Miley's brother or whatever on there, and he's actually older than me. That actor.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was born April 26th, 1977, and when he was playing a teenager on Hannah Montana back in the like that show ran from 2006 to 2011. So like 13 years ago, he would have been, I mean, if he's like 40.
He said 76?
77, so he's like 41 now.
So he would have been 28 when Bandcamp came out. He
Yes.
looked like he was 15.
Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, just wanted to point that out because I just found that really interesting that he was older than me.
He looks really like I thought he was like 15 years old.
Hey folks, this is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast that you're listening to right now, along with
Matthew Haas.
We just wanted to tell you about our great podcast called Super. It's called All Too Real. And on that show, what do we do, Matt?
We watch biopics, and then we talk about whether or not the movie matched up with the real story or not.
So it
was a lot more exciting than that, though.
Yeah, so we analyze the real story and the real story.
Get it?
Get it?
Real.
Yeah, they're spelled differently, folks. You can guess which one I said which way.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, so sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't. But we talk about great movies like Shattered Glass and The Social Network and Futile and Stupid Gesture, among others. Those are some of the ones that we've covered so far, and we're going to cover a lot more. So please subscribe on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your great, fun podcasts. And be sure to share it with your friends.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
And make sure you're not afraid to get all too
real.
Bye-bye.
Can I kind of go on a tangent? Even
Yeah,
though
sure,
it's
go
not
ahead.
Really, it's not really like the timeline's not really. I can't talk right now. Whatever. It's not part of the. It's not a linear timeline tangent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, go ahead.
I got the words just finally slip out. Okay, so like when him and his buddies are at like some diner or whatever, and he's telling them about his plan.
Yeah.
And then
At
like,
Dog Years.
Yeah, Dog Years. That
Yeah.
same restaurant where where all the
Everybody
buddies
hangs out
play.
with. Yeah.
And then they have the actor who was also trying to act like another actor, but I'm not sure. But he's trying to act like some other famous actor at that time. Like I don't know his name, but it's another carbon copy actor. And he goes, "Dude, you don't have sex with bandeez. There are standards." Okay, I want to take a break right here.
Yes.
You're a teenager.
Uh-huh.
You're 17 years old.
Yes.
You got all kinds of hormones swimming all over your body.
Uh-huh.
You're horny all the time. You're on the football team.
Yes.
You're telling me that there's such thing as standards that you won't have sex with someone in the band, even if you are attracted to them because of this unspoken war between the band and the football team.
Not to mention,
Really?
every girl I saw in that band was like a 10.
And the counselors, I mean, like literally
Yeah.
everyone, even the nurse who's like in her 40s was, pretty attractive. It's like
She was a former she's a former actress who is known for Ginger Lynn. She is actually known for like kind of like a softcore pornography
really?
actress. Did these movies. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here about her just because it's interesting. Okay, she was in this series of movies called Vice Academy, which were not like pornography, but they had nudity in them and stuff. They're kind of like those like Skinamax sort of like movies that you would see. Anyways, so when I was I think I was like a teenager at the time. My mom and dad, but maybe not. Couldn't have been a teenager. Maybe I was like I was probably like a tween, as they call them or whatever. But anyways, and my sister, who's 4 years younger than me, was there as well. Okay, it was like a New Year's Eve. My parents went out to dinner with some family friends, and so we went over to their house to hang out with my friend who is the same age as me, who is their son, Chad. Anyways, so Chad's mom rented us movies, and she rented Vice Academy, thinking it was Police Academy, which is probably also not appropriate for kids as well, but Vice Academy, which has, like at least topless, if not full frontal nudity in it. And me and my sister and Chad, who were, Chad, I mean, I was probably like 13 at the most or something at the time. And my sister is, like 9 or something. Yeah, we pop in this movie. We're watching it. I mean, it's kind of funny. All of a sudden, there's nudity. I'm sitting there with my friend Chad and my sister, who's like 9. Yeah. Anyways, that was just a little aside.
Weird times.
So anytime I think of Ginger Lynn, I think of that night where we watched Vice Academy.
Did you watch the whole movie?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
Maybe watch like a half hour and then.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, all of a sudden Ginger Lynn's topless in the movie, and I'm just like, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And let me mention again, I think my sister was about 9.
God.
Okay, so, yeah.
So having her in a movie was probably intentional then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was like a throwback if anybody that saw Vice
like,
Academy.
oh, I know who that is.
Yeah,
type of
sort
thing.
of thing, yeah.
And it's kind of interesting because she plays kind of like a
prudish,
in this kind of movie, that was probably intentional. You get it?
Yeah.
Because we got to do everything ironic in this movie. But anyway, so that was just like kind of tangent about the whole bandy. Like, we don't screw bandies thing. It's like,
yes.
Okay, whatever. And then like later on, when apparently I guess all of his friends are rich too, because they call him from like some club, which I'm not sure how they got into because they're 17 years old, and they're drinking Brazilian rum. They had to mention the fact that it was Brazilian rum, which now you can get Brazilian rum at any liquor store you want, but maybe back then that was like new to Americans.
Okay. Yeah,
they had to mention it. We're drinking Brazilian rum, like it was somehow. I tried Brazilian rum. No offense, I'm sure that it's great to people who like it. I gag from it. Just the taste is just something, and I wanted to like it because apparently there was like cultural stuff that people would actually drink it for like celebrations. So you want to like something that other people like for very good reasons. But I just couldn't stand the taste of it. But apparently they loved it because they were drinking Brazilian rum. Gotta reiterate, Brazilian rum at a club when they were 17 years old.
Yeah. So there's underage drinking in this movie.
Underage child pornography. Well,
mind you, most of these type of movies had that type of stuff in it, but still.
Well, that's the thing. Like these movies are like it's kind of like a Porky's type thing.
Yeah.
Almost. Except with Porky's, it wasn't filming; it was literally watching it live.
Yeah.
But which is kind of worse, and I guess. But
this is kind of like a Porky's for the technology generation.
Yeah, the digital age Porky's.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of going on these tangents. I'll try to get to the plot.
Back to the plot here.
Plot. So he keeps losing points for them because of his misbehavior and a lack of respect for the traditions and everything. And
and the points system is something like whoever has the most points at the end of the summer wins something. They don't even really. It's some kind of band cup.
Yeah, that's right. The band cup, whatever that.
Yeah.
Wow. It's probably made out of plastic. And
yeah.
But they really care about this band cup, so this two guys from the band kidnap him at night, and they super glue his beanie onto his head, and then fill his nostrils up with peppermint toothpaste as punishment for the pepper spray earlier in the year. Which, that's kind of fine. They said this was punishment. I'm thinking, peppermint toothpaste versus pepper spray. I'm not sure if that's equal punishment, but
well, the thing is, it's in your nostrils. It doesn't matter what it is, honestly.
Oh, that's true.
It could, you could put, cinnamon toothpaste. That would be really bad, but yeah.
So he gets his nostrils irrigated by the nurse who was, as Mike mentioned, was in a series of like Skinamax films back in the 80s and 90s, and then Eugene Levy's character, Mr. Levinson, is trying again to get Matt on the right track, to make some friends and to earn their trust. And he does a Stifler. Why would I earn their trust? It's like just like your fucking brother. Like, act like a different person. Like, I get it that you're his brother, but like nobody literally is a carbon copy of their sibling. They still have their own attributes, but whatever. And I'm getting irritated here because I watched it 4 times this week. I don't know why I watched it 4 times because I really wanted to say stuff about it, so I wanted to like memorize everything I could from it. But I'm kind of like,
I watched it twice.
I'm kind of like abstract here. Like, I thought like I had a good linear.
No, that's okay.
We're
Good.
And you just want me to keep talking? And
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me just to run myself into a wall or something?
So, okay, you want me to finish up the plot here?
You could do it. You could guide me at least.
Okay, so basically, what happens next? Okay, basically, what ends up happening? Okay, he goes through this stuff. He kind of realizes that he's got feelings for Elise, who is the main band chick, who he kind of used to be really good friends with when they were little. Mm-hmm. She is played, I think, honestly, she's my favorite part of the whole movie, by Ariel Kebbel or Kebbel, Kebbel, whatever that is, who I'm actually kind of surprised she's kind of appeared in other things since then, but I'm surprised she actually wasn't a bigger star after this. Maybe this movie kind of cursed her. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, she's been in things like the Grudge 2, The Uninvited, John Tucker Must Die, Think Like a Man. She was on the TV series Midnight Texas. I mean, Vampire Diaries for a while too. I mean, but I just kind of thought she was going to be a bigger star because she was actually. I mean, I kind of had a crush on her when I first saw the movie back in 2005.
She had that cool early 2000s look.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of had that Mandy Moore sort of look, that Mandy Moore or Jessica Alba sort of kind of like. She kind of looked like a combo of those two. Anyways, anyways, he kind of starting to have feelings for her. You can tell that, and I think like the second half of the movie, I want to say that I mean, basically, I think the chemistry between her and Ted Hilgenbrink is actually decent. And I actually enjoyed the film, which was really surprising. I remember when I first saw it back in 2005 when it came out on video. I was working at a Blockbuster Video, and I remember renting it and thinking, God, this sucked. But now I actually liked it better now for some reason. But I mean, it's like I'm still unsure as to why I liked it. I mean, is it good? No. Is it as good as the theatrical films? Not really. But around halfway through the film, it actually begins to find its own voice and heart, I think. It's kind of its own thing after a while. It's not necessarily just a carbon copy of the movies like I thought it would probably end up being. But basically what ends up happening is, of course, he gets caught videotaping the kids because
they are kids.
Yeah, they're kids. He gets caught doing
videotaping the kids take showers.
Child pornography, which he was hoping to release on video through his brother's Girls Gone Wild type company. He was going to release this
for profit.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure this out. Who was going to pay for this?
So
and not think they were going to get arrested by the government.
So continue. He got caught taping the kids. And then what happens? Nobody reports him to the police or authorities whatsoever.
They just want to throw his laptop in the river
They just get mad at him.
Yeah.
And basically, they're not his friend anymore. That's his punishment for videotaping kids take showers. And
that's what happens when you become a child pornographer. You just lose your friends.
We're not going to be your friend anymore.
I'm still just stuck on this. Anyways, how in 2005 did they think this was okay?
Just the way you said it, he got caught taping the kids.
The kids.
Because they are kids.
Yes.
Because that's the thing, too. We don't know how young some of these people are. He's 17, but some of them might be 14.
I mean, even if he's 18.
Right. Or that'd be worse if he's 18.
But still. And even if some of them are, I don't know. It's just still weird. I don't think all of them are 18.
No.
I mean, the actors playing them obviously are. Well, I mean, some of them are almost 40, but not really. No, I'm just joking.
No, 28.
I know, I'm just joking. But...
So he gets caught taping the kids, and then they're like, "Well, we're not going to be
because
anymore."
Basically, because what happened was his cheerleader friends came to the camp for some reason to do something.
Well, they were going to be part of the
show or something.
Because the cheerleaders joined with the band.
Yeah, which made no sense. Anyways,
I know.
but they were gonna start spreading the words that he was a bandy, and then anyways.
Oh no, that's so terrible. So he had
it's like, hey, it's not as bad as being a child pornographer, obviously.
Apparently not. So I know. Here,
I mean, it is worse actually. I mean, in this world,
I'm gonna these cheerleaders I don't even like that much. I only like one of them, and I just tolerate the other three because they're always with her.
Yeah.
And one of those friends, not the one I like, one of her friends is gonna threaten to email. By the way, email, not post on Facebook.
Well, because
Facebook
there wasn't really
exist.
Facebook. There wasn't Facebook until like 5 years later or something.
Well, yeah, and then there was MySpace, but yeah, I'm gonna email everyone that you're a bandy. He thinks no, child pornography is better than being called a bandy, because that's the Stifler mentality, I guess. Whatever's the worst option, that's where you're gonna go.
Okay, so
Anyway.
yeah. Anyways, then so like he decides that he wants to try to redeem himself after getting caught.
Taping a kid.
Yeah.
I just can't get over that.
And me either. Okay,
But
so
you remember that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, you remember that moment of redemption, though, where he sees Elise taking off her shirt in the shower, and then he puts the laptop down, and then his roommate's like smiles, like, "Oh, he's becoming a good man now." It's like, no, he's not. He's still committing a sex crime. Just because he's not watching her take the shower doesn't mean he's still not recording it. But that was apparently like, he's such a good man because he
doesn't want to watch the one girl get undressed, but he's okay watching his roommate have sex with a girl, and the big black dude, whatever his name was, have sex with the
one of the camp counselors who, I mean, I'm not trying to be. She looks like a porn star, and I don't mean that in any. I mean, like, she just looks like she's got like the great, she's very attractive, like.
From what I understand, she's not a porn star, but she was a Playboy playmate.
Oh, okay.
So you were close. Anyways,
because apparently everyone who works in this place.
That's Angela Little was the name of that actress.
Okay, and she was actually kind of good though.
Yeah.
She didn't have a lot of lines because let's face it, this is a guy's movie apparently.
Yeah.
Guys who are into taping
and talking about people who were much older than the characters they were playing. She was born in 1972.
Okay, so she would have been 33 at this time.
Yeah.
In life. Life. Okay.
Yes.
She looked pretty good.
Yeah.
For
33.
I mean, I'm not saying that you can't look at 33, but I mean, she looked like she was like.
She still looked like a teenager.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, suffice to say, she didn't have a whole lot of lines. None of the women did, except for Elise. Elise and Chloe are probably the only female characters that had any kind of.
Chloe, who was played by Crystal Lightning.
Right, I looked her up today. That's a great name.
Yes,
Crystal
it is.
Lightning. Is that a real name or is
I don't know.
That's such a cool name, though. Crystal Lightning.
Yeah,
she's actually a musician.
It was Crystal Lee Lightning as what she went by in this movie, but I don't know. I wonder if that's her real name. She was born in '81 as well, so they were all a little older than the characters they were playing.
Which is fine. That's
yeah,
usually what
it's
happens.
perfectly fine. I believe that's her real name, according. It doesn't say anything on Wikipedia about that being a different name. Anyways, so basically, his way of trying to redeem things is he remembers because earlier he needed to get things out of his system when he went to the nurse, and they used Ipecac, which makes you throw up.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, he remembers the Ipecac, so he goes to the nurse's office, obviously, and gets some, and then he pours it into a big thing of Gatorade,
grape flavored
Gatorade that was supposed to be for Brandon Van de Kamp's group of people, and then the big dude and his Asian G friend. Yeah, he was very over the top, wanting to be like a hip hop
gangster.
Yeah, gangster.
They even say that in the credits later on, where he says like, you're. was it you're Asian, your dad owns a Chinese restaurant, and you grew up in the suburbs, you're not a gangster.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, it's okay. Like,
Yeah. That was the actor Young Hee Lee, who played Jimmy, is the name of that character.
yeah, his nickname is Horn Dog.
Yeah, because he played a horn.
No, that's not the reason why.
But he did play a horn.
Oh, he did play a horn, yeah.
Yeah.
We're kind of skip around a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, because we missed a very vital point. in this
Oh, yeah,
movie.
what was that?
When he tells him how he got the name Horn Dog, because he said that he had
Oh, yeah, I
sex
forgot.
with-
That was the crucial to the whole plot.
I mean, you can't skip that. I mean, it's such a good... Because he said he had sex with an oboe once.
Oh, yeah, because then there was a scene where then Matt decides to try to have sex with, not Matt who's sitting in front of me, but Matt Stifler.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, he wasn't in the movie. Anyways, he tried to have sex with an oboe, and then got his junk stuck inside of it because he was allergic to the what is it called?
Oil that he was using
the
to-
oil for the
To lube it up.
yeah.
And then Horn Dog, of course, tells him that he was just joking. Which can I skip around again?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
We're kind of going all over the
Well,
place.
it's okay.
This movie has so many weird things to it that I don't think were intentionally meant to be weird.
Yeah.
But when you actually listen to them and you start shaking your head like, did the writers really think this through? Like, for example, the whole, like, we could see the word spy chest completely on someone's computer screen and he's got to go, oh, spy chest, all right. Like, you don't know. That's one thing. Okay, so Horn Dog is telling...
Makes you wonder if that was a product placement thing or something.
It probably was.
Yeah.
They probably paid for it. But so Horn Dog, what's his real name?
Jimmy,
Jimmy.
the character.
Jimmy / Horn Dog
Yeah.
is saying that he he got his nickname because he'll put his thing into anything, and he once had sex with an oboe. Okay, whatever. That establishes why his name is Horn Dog. Okay, fine.
Yes.
But then when Matt Stifler is trying to do that same thing, Jimmy / Horn Dog finds him, turns on the light, and then sees what's going on. And then Matt Stifler is going, turn off the light, what the fuck are you doing? And then Horn Dog / Jimmy, because now I think it's established as his name should just be Horn Dog, and Jimmy's like his alter ego
Yeah.
at this point. He tells Matt Stifler, oh, I was just making that up. Okay. Usually when people make something up, it's something that they had wished they were done because they want to have bragging rights, even though they have not done that thing. Why would you
Brag about that.
Why would you make up a story that you're intending to brag about having sex with an oboe when in fact you had not had sex with an oboe? I think establishing that you did not have
it's like a teenager saying, "Oh, I had sex with that cheerleader, or I had sex with that celebrity, or having sex with that oboe." Wait, no, one of those isn't right. Just saying. Or somebody, you make up a story and you're like, yeah, there was that time I met Michael Jordan, or something that makes you seem kind of cool.
And that time I humped a soccer ball. I mean, it's like, what?
No.
It's like, why would you brag about that? So anyway, so that happens. And then, Eugene Levy's character, again, has to try to counsel Matt into, being somewhat of a decent person, if that's even at all possible at this point, because let it be established again, he is engaging in child pornography for the entire summer.
And having sex with band instruments.
Yeah. And also too, forced underage drinking because he put all those bottles of rum. It may have been the Brazilian rum that his friend was talking about.
So he was drugging his friends.
He was drugging his friends. He put 2 entire bottles. I don't know if anyone is a drinker. I'm not really much of a drinker, but rum is pretty high in alcohol content. You put
and
2
obviously,
full bottles.
based on how quick Elise got drunk afterwards, when you watch the movie,
She only took. I think that was a little bit overacting. Myself,
that's what I'm saying.
But still,
Based on the film school drunkenness of her, that's what I like to call that.
the film school of drunkenness.
Film school drunkenness, because okay, if anybody's ever gone to film school like I have, when anybody makes a movie that involves drugs or alcohol, the moment somebody takes a pill or drinks, they're wasted. It's just like any movie you watch.
Right. It doesn't happen that quick.
No.
At all. Nothing.
It's just funny when you watch these movies. So I always refer to it as the film school.
The film school drunkenness.
Yeah. So okay. Anyways,
So he gets everyone
yeah.
drunk, and then but so now we got multiple sex crimes going on now because we got the taping going on, but now we're getting people drunk without their knowledge of consent so that they will be more inclined to have sex, which is actually considered rape now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think it's always been considered rape by people who have actually gone through that ordeal. But nowadays, it's actually considered rape pretty much by anyone with like a conscience. Like,
yes.
Like I think even legally speaking too. Like if you get someone drunk to the point where like they're slurring their words and you have sex with them, you can actually be tried for.
You can get tried because they don't have the mental capacity to
like actually know
to consent. Yeah.
I mean, like if you have like one drink or something like that, that's one thing. But like he put 2 bottles of rum into this slushy machine because it was a slushy. That's another thing. I can't bonfire slash slushy party. I've never heard of a slushy party in my life before. That's a new thing to me.
Yeah, you haven't?
No. Apparently, it's a 13-year-old party that's been going on though because that movie came out.
We used to have them all the time back when
okay.
I was in high school. You know, we have every Friday it was like, hey, come on over, we're having a slushy party.
Slushy party. Sounds kind of cool.
About the closest I have to that is we would go to the 7-Eleven and buy a Slurpee.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Slurpees aren't as good as slushy.
No.
It's not the ice. It doesn't have the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Slushy's got the ice. That's what.
Well,
makes
that's like
it slushy.
I used to like slush puppies though.
Yeah, slush puppies from In and Out Mart. Oh my god,
those were good.
Those are great.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyways,
In and Out Mart was a gas station in our neck of the woods. If you're not from here, that's what that is. And,
yeah.
It's not the burger place in L.A.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no burgers there.
God, those burgers.
I never had one before.
Oh,
I want to try one.
We should go fly out to California right
Fly
now.
out to California right now.
Right now, and
Okay.
go get an In-N-Out burger.
Are they really that good?
Oh my god, it's the best hamburger I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
I
I
don't
wonder what
know
they
why.
do to it. That's so.
But they're okay. If In-N-Out Burger would like to sponsor this, please contact me at all2real2podcast@gmail.com. Anyways, In-N-Out Burger, it's family owned, the whole chain, and they have their own farms and stuff, from what I understand, where they raise their own cows free range, and they use that meat for their burgers, and they also grow their own potatoes and stuff like it's all like fresh, and they fresh cut fries. The fries are even better than the burgers in my opinion. But yeah, it's oh my god, it's like heaven on a bun. Remember that. In-N-Out Burger, heaven on a bun.
Oh,
if you would like
that's
to,
good.
yes, if you would like to sponsor us, In-N-Out Burger, please contact me again. That is all2real2podcast@gmail.com. Anyways, so yeah. Anyways, the whole thing. I mean, it's kind of crazy, all the crimes he commits.
I know. I mean, he gets away with all of it. There's no legal ramifications whatsoever to anything he's done.
But then again, he is a white male.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. So, I mean, he kind of looks like that. Like a lot of these kids that get away with.
That's right. He does kind of look like
rape and murder, basically.
Maybe he had to have a certain kind of face, or
Yeah.
something like that. A really obnoxious one that I just want to hit.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But yet somehow Brandon Van de Kamp is the bad guy.
exactly. Well, that's the thing too. He is kind of an asshole, but at the same time,
But he's not committing child pornography.
he's not committing child pornography. And also, in his defense, he is living up to tradition. He's following the rules of what this camp is supposed to be. He comes from old money. He is
a
that
dick.
He is that kind of character, but he's also. But people like that though. They also respect tradition, and they're very serious about it. So they don't like it when some newcomer just comes in and doesn't respect anything of what's going on. I would be pissed off too, even if I wasn't that asshole.
Oh yeah, and skipping around too a little bit. There is that scene where he challenges. He challenges Matt Stifler to a.
No, Stifler challenges him.
Yeah, Stifler challenges him to what he thinks is a fight, but it actually ends up being a like band off or something. I don't know.
Band off. Yeah, pretty much.
And then Stifler tries to play his little triangle, and it sucks. And then he leaves, and they think he's forfeited, and Brandon wins the thing. And then East Great Falls is going to lose a bunch of points. So,
tell him what happens next, though, please.
Yeah, he comes back in wearing a kilt with some bagpipes.
Thank you for bringing this up. I want to finish. I want to say something afterwards, but thank you.
And then he plays on the bagpipes. Play that funky music, White Boy. And wins over the crowd. And somehow wins this band off.
Even though it wasn't as good as the drumming whatsoever. The drum.
Yeah, and he moons the crowd at one point, too.
Yeah, he's not wearing underpants because apparently he doesn't like to wear underpants because earlier in the movie...
He was freeballing.
He was freeballing when Chloe, who is Elisa's best friend, tricked him into coming to their room for a party because they wanted him to get naked so he could go out and get beer for them and then lock the door so he'd basically be naked. That was their plan. It didn't turn out too well. They both got in trouble, but whatever. So that's early in the movie. Thank you so much for bringing that up because I was going to talk about that earlier and I forgot about it. And you brought it up and that makes me so happy because I get to complain more and I love complaining. And so my question yet again, why did Matt Stifler bring the kilt and bagpipes?
Or if he didn't, where the hell did he get them from? Because typically, I don't know about you, I've been to a few high school football games in my day. I've been to some college football games in my day. I used to work at a university during football games, high school and college. I've seen several bands play in my day. Several high school bands. I had a friend when I was in high school who played for a high school band that won state and national competitions in band. None of these bands had bagpipes. None of them. Why would there be bagpipes at a band camp? I don't know. I'm not into music. I don't know. You're more into music than me. Would there be bagpipes?
And I don't think so. In
At
a
a
high school
band
band,
camp?
No. I mean,
the closest I had is pretending to play the trombone for 3 years.
Hi, folks. This is Mike Lee Cullen II from the podcast that you're listening to right now, along with
manager Matthew Haas.
You got promoted?
Yes.
Damn it. Okay. Anyways, folks, do you like the show Superstore? Well, I don't know. I asked the folks and nobody's answering me
because they're not here.
Oh,
but we love
damn it! Yeah, we love it though. Okay, folks, if you like it as much as we do, you're really going to like the Super Story podcast, which is a podcast where Matthew and I go episode by episode and give our little opinions and thoughts on it. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't. Just depends on how we're feeling.
Yeah.
And, so if you like this podcast and like our little crazy banter,
then you should definitely check this out. Or I might get sad. And when I get sad, it gets pretty sad.
Yeah,
so
I can't deal with him when he's sad.
Yeah, no one can really. So
yeah. So check out Super Story Podcast right here where you get this podcast, Super Story Podcast.
Step 1, dramatic introduction. I am Magus Elgar.
Magus Thatlor Elgar is one of the more respected casters in all of Hearth.
The dragon bone plate in my skull probably needs its focus enchantment aligned.
Though don't expect to go under his tutelage unscathed.
Well, you know what they say. Pretension can turn intention into the best retention.
Nobody says that.
No, not really.
You can hear Magus Elgar and his exciting adventures. Visit MagusElgar.com to download your copy today.
Another thing, too, about that whole thing, because he said... Again, which is weird, the guy who's 28 years old and he's playing a 15-year-old. I forgot his name.
The Jason Earle's character, Ernie. Ernie is the character's name.
Ernie starts getting really annoying halfway into the movie. He's just like, hey, like some little kid. He's like, are you really Scottish? I'm like, why would you have to be Scottish to play bagpipes? That's number one.
Maybe his family's original name was Mick Stifler or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Number two, bagpipes are notorious for being one of the hardest instruments to play. And then he says that his mom made him learn an instrument, so he picked what he thought was the most annoying instrument. Fair enough. It's also one of the most hardest instruments to play. So you're telling me that Matt Stifler, who apparently is just like a complete all-around douchebag, somehow has a talent to play the bagpipes? Whatever. And then I don't think they think
He's
this
like
stuff
an
through.
onion. There's many layers to Matt
I don't think it is. I
okay.
think it's accidental onion. I don't think they intended any of this like character
I want to
depth.
come up with a movie now called Accidental Onion. Or a band. Something.
Accidental. Yeah. I think it was an accidental onion. I don't think it was at all intentional. But whatever. I guess it worked in their favor. But so, sorry, we kind of jumped around. This is not a linear description of this movie whatsoever.
It's okay.
We kind of went from the beginning
I'm
to
assuming whoever's listening to this has seen the film.
hopefully. And
So the way he ends up, tries to redeem himself by back to the whole like Ipecac.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Situation. That's another thing. He's planning to poison people.
yeah, so that's the third
another crime.
That's the third. So he's trying to poison the other team by dumping an entire bottle.
But he had already poisoned his high school band at the very beginning of the movie.
Oh, too. We got a third sex crime though, because we got 3 sex crimes, and then the fourth one is the poisoning. The third one's when he jerked off into an entire bottle of suntan lotion.
Oh yeah,
Which,
and
yes, let's think about that. He filled up an entire bottle apparently with his own semen. Okay, that's whatever. And I guess he was saving.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that, but yeah,
it's a disgusting scene because earlier in the movie, Van de Kamp put a bunch of saliva into his grape soda and switched cans, and that's what made him get sick and thought he was poisoned, which is how he learned about the Ipecac syrup. So then later on,
I'm pretty sure that saliva can't poison you.
Yeah, whatever. So as punishment later on, by the way, this was not Matt Stifler's idea. This was Ernie's fucking idea.
Yeah.
Ernie apparently has got a much dirtier mind than he lets on because that's pretty fucking gross. But so you basically got a disgusting scene where he apparently masturbates into a bottle of suntan lotion,
An empty bottle,
replaces it, and then asks the counselors to flirt with them to remind them to use their suntan lotion because they don't want to get chapped for their performance. So then they go, "No, we do not," thinking that they're being flirty or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure how these people react in real life, but
then Brandon and his buddies put semen all over their face.
That was such a disgusting scene.
That scene I could have done without.
I
mean, there's a few in this movie I could have done without, but that one's
just. I mean, like in the first American Pie movie, it was seen as such a gross big deal when Stifler basically finished into a cup, but he wasn't trying to do anything with that.
No, somebody else did.
Oh, that's right.
And he drank it.
Okay. And that was seen as like this gross thing, which it is. The thing is, though, that was unintentional. And that was still seen as horrible. This was an active plan, which, again, is sex crime number 3. I hate to even mention this, but this is part of the movie, and we're talking about this movie, so you got to mention all of his crimes and immoralities because there's many. And we've got 3 sex crimes and 1 attempted poisoning. So, really, he should have been
two attempted poisonings.
That's right. 2. He should have been in jail for any number of these things. I mean, I don't care how old he is. He could have been 13, and but again, 2005 was a simpler time, I guess. So,
yes, this was a. Is it simpler? I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyways, so basically, what ends up happening is they switch the Gatorade, or Kool-Aid or whatever the hell they are, coolers, the lids for them. So because the guys from East Great Falls want grape instead
they
of
don't want orange.
don't want orange. So that ends up giving them the one with the Ipecac.
Yeah.
The other team, of course, gets to go first, and they do their little brilliant performance.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, and then right when East Great Falls is about to go out and do theirs, they all start vomiting purple drink.
Which I gotta say something about that though. I mean, this was an entire bottle dumped into a huge cooler. I mean, wouldn't it kind of? I mean,
dissipate in there.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're drinking a whole bottle to yourself. I mean, it's like it's moved around the whole.
I mean,
whatever.
I don't know how Ipecac works. Maybe,
I don't know either.
Maybe you only need a little bit to
maybe
create the gag reflex thing or whatever. I don't know. The whole.
So they throw up, and then
They ruin their chances of winning the cup.
The band cup,
But, and then there's another thing. There's another crime committed right before this happens.
Oh, really?
It's not committed by Stifler. It's committed by the whole East Great Falls team. Right after they drink their grape drink, they all litter.
Oh, that's right. I was gonna.
It bothered
They
me.
just throw their cups.
The second time I watched the movie, I noticed it more, and I'm like, they're just throwing their cups on the ground. They're like, we're gonna win this, and they throw them down. It's just like they're littering.
It was,
and that's the worst crime of all in this whole movie.
The whole movie.
Wait, no,
is
it's
the worst
not.
crime. So Stifler committed 5 crimes in this movie,
and then the rest of. I think they should just shut down East Great Falls.
I think so. I mean,
but yeah. Anyways, so then they lose the thing. Tad and his. I mean, not Tad. Is it Tad or Brian? What is it? Brandon and his band win the whole thing.
Yeah, of course.
And then they go home, and Brandon wins a scholarship to the Robard School or something. Made up school or whatever. I don't know if that Robards or something. I don't know if it was a tribute to Jason Robards or something or what. I don't know. But I don't know why you would have a tribute to Jason Robards in an American Pie movie, but let's just go with that. I mean, he was a great actor, but let's anyways, Matt decides he wants to redeem himself. This time he deletes all of the video when he's watching it, and he starts to realize, I love these people
that I've exploited.
Yes. So I guess in a way he really didn't commit his child pornography in the end because he didn't distribute it.
He deleted it. Hey, you could go back into the. If you know what you're doing, you can go back into those hard drives
yeah,
and
you can find it. It's still there, man.
Unless you destroy it completely. Like
even then, you can still somehow find it. I'm sure.
Probably.
No, I'm just joking. No, but but anyways, he deletes that, and then he decides to help. He wants to try to help get Elise her little scholarship to the but her scholarship to the Jason Robards School, and they create a fake letter from the dean of the school or something.
Crime number 6, fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I mean
he's totally he's totally pulling a Catch Me If You Can sort of crime here, and
does he even have the intelligence for this stuff? I don't think he
don't know.
Again, accidental.
But he did get the whole band involved, so I'm sure between all of them they have the intelligence. And with he gets him he gets her the little letter, and then she goes and finds out that it's not there, and then she goes outside after breaking her heel and stuff, and cutely falling and stuff, and he's playing his bagpipes in a tuxedo, and then all of a sudden the whole band appears behind him, and they play the song. The dean comes out, hears the song, and then it's like, hey, let's go talk about that scholarship. And then it turns out that Brandon Van de Kamp plagiarized the song that he played at band camp, and then Matt and Elise kiss, and the credits roll.
Yeah, no punishment for anything he's done.
Okay.
Completely not culpable whatsoever. He gets the girl, even though he filmed her taking showers.
So let's take this into account. What's the moral of the movie?
The moral of the movie is, if you look like Matt Stifler, you could pretty much get away with anything as long as it's 2005.
And you're a white male.
Well, I'm pretty sure you could still get in trouble if you're a white male.
Possibly.
I mean, if I go off and
maybe
shoot
not
someone,
today, though.
Well, maybe not today.
Because, Anyways, let's not get political. But okay, so the moral of the lesson is you can poison people, you can litter, you can You know,
Take the kids.
You can drug people. Yeah, you can record kids having sex and getting naked without their permission
or knowledge. Which, even if they did give their permission, still it gets still off.
Yeah, it would still be child pornography even if they gave permission.
Like,
they don't have the.
They said it was totally fine.
That makes it okay.
No big deal.
No. So basically, the thing is, it's like, okay, commit sex crimes, poison people in litter, and nothing happens to you.
That's Bandcamp for you.
Yes.
So, would you recommend this movie to anyone?
Morally, no.
Either way, it's a terrible lesson. It's such a terrible lesson.
I did like the movie, though. I don't know why.
It has a weird charm to it. I think it's because it's 2005, and for some reason that year.
I mean, because honestly, if you watch any of the American Pie movies, not just the direct-to-video ones, there's a lot of kind of moralistically crazy things going on, like, you know, a lot of spying on people, recording them without their knowledge. You know, even Jim did that in
the first one.
In the first one, you know, he records the foreign exchange student chick, you know, Nadia or whatever her name is. Yeah, the Shannon Elizabeth character,
who later got with Shermanator.
Yeah,
later on. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, they're all very questionable, but this was a simpler time, as you said, so it's hard to say. But I will tell you that, I mean, the movie starts out a little rough, very carbon copy Stifler and all of that, but I think about halfway through, the chemistry between the two leads kind of saves the movie. If you had other people cast, it might not have. I mean, one of the people considered for the role of Elise was Rachel Bilson. Here's a little bit of trivia here that we got. Like I said before, the website Spy Chest was a real
a real website.
Yeah. Hilgenbrink really did bear all in his scenes where he was naked.
Yeah.
He bared it all. Here's another thing. This is like almost like a crime committed on the set. Tad Hilgenbrink really bared it all in the scene where he undresses in front of the girls while playing the trivia game. He didn't inform the girls in advance, who were expecting him to keep his privates covered somehow, so their reaction is quite genuine.
Wow.
Pretty sure that's a crime.
Yeah, I think.
I'm pretty sure in today's day and age, in the Me Too movement.
Oh, that.
Yeah, he would have
definitely
definitely
would not go over well at all. And I think that's a good thing, actually. Because
yeah, I do too.
That kind of antics. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the Eli Marenthal, who was the original little brother of Steve, had abandoned his acting career in 2004.
Probably because of having to play Steve Stifler's younger brother.
Yeah, and prior to this was the first time that Matt Stifler got a first name. In the previous movies, he was just referred to as Stifler's little bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Jason Earls, who plays the nerdy Bandcamp member, Ernie, he went on to star in the family-friendly Disney Channel show Hannah Montana, as I said. And again, he's like, 90 years old and playing a teenager. But anyways...
90 years old. Wow.
No, he's like 28 at the time. Okay.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just kind of funny. He went on after this to then appear in like a really family-friendly TV show.
Right.
He did the reverse Miley Cyrus.
Wow.
Yeah, because Miley Cyrus kind of went all crazy and raunchy afterwards.
Right.
He kind of did it first, and then, yeah, which is kind of funny in this day and age because somehow he was okay to make this movie and then work for Disney. But today, you'll have somebody like James Gunn who makes like bad jokes who gets fired from Disney.
Right. Kind of a reversal, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird.
Maybe this movie is what kind of like triggered this like questioning of his life. Like, did I actually just make a movie where like multiple sex crimes were committed on a daily basis?
Yes.
And I took part in some of these crimes.
Yes.
By helping them.
I mean, I know he's just an actor in the movie, so we can't blame this,
No.
this guy for it or anything. But it's just kind of funny that he would go on to be part of this, But then again, like, there's this one actor on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody or whatever who had actually killed a man. So it's not like there's not a history of this type of thing in Disney.
Right.
And I mean, Disney himself was possibly an anti-Semite. But anyways, we're going to just go.
Yeah.
So we'll save that all for another day. But so yeah, I think that's about it. Anything else you want to say about the movie before we wrap this up here?
I've said everything I need to say.
Okay, so if you have a time machine and want to go back to 2005, obviously the morals were different back then. I'm not saying you should go back and commit sex crimes. I'm just saying if you look like Matt Stifler, you might be able to get away with it, and by no means do I suggest that. Okay, this has been the All Too Real 2 podcast. Make sure you follow us on social media, give us money if you can, and all that good stuff. I'm done right now. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.